Imagine you find a brochure for an art museum, so you decide to visit. You're walking around this museum, and you find yourself in a room filled with abstract paintings that are very colorful and very lively. You smile because these paintings make you feel happy. Now imagine you walk into a different room of the museum, and it's filled with Renaissance paintings full of realism and stoic-looking figures. This room leaves you in awe of the details and the spectacular imagery in these works. These paintings grouped together in different ways made you feel different emotions, and this was done on purpose by a museum curator. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the wonderful career that is museum curating. The areas we're going to explore today are the job description, the qualifications, and the daily life. First, I'm going to talk about the job description of a museum curator. The jobs that a museum curator usually performs are curating exhibits, managing collections of works or artifacts, acquiring these works or artifacts, and sometimes authenticating the pieces or artifacts. They also manage public relations. They may be asked to design tours. They also can create educational material for the public. In the hierarchy of museum, one can ask where a museum curator ranks. A museum curator ranks just below a museum director. And a museum director directs the entire museum, so they are in charge of the entire operation. So this is a very high-ranking job in the museum industry. Since the job is so prestigious, as mentioned before, it is natural to ask what the salary and job outlook is. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in May of 2020, the average annual salary for a museum curator and museum workers was about $52,140 a year. And the employment outlook is expected to grow by 19% from 2020 to 2030. This is amazing numbers for job outlook because it means it's going to grow instead of decline. So there's going to be new potential jobs in this career in the future. Now that we've learned about the general job description, I'm going to move on to the necessary qualifications needed for this career. The first qualification is the amount of education one has. So the bare minimum that a museum curator needs is a master's degree. Now most people that are in this career have doctorates, but bare minimum is a master's, and you can get this degree in art history, and if you're at a science museum, it could even be science. It all depends on where you're working at, and there's many locations you can work at as a museum curator. The next thing that is important to have this job is a flexible schedule and willingness to travel. Curators are often asked to stay late or do extra research on their own, so it's important to have open hours whenever. It can be set office hours, but it's important to have flexible hours. Also, curators travel for many things, maybe to acquire new potential pieces or attend conventions or meet with donors or other people that in the museum industry. So it's important to be willing to travel. Something that is very important to have this job, very important, is people skills. Museum curators work with a lot of people daily. It's a daily task to work with different people, maybe even around the globe as you travel, and the curators are often the face of museums, so you want to have a good representation for your museum, so it's important to have good people skills for this career. Finally, I'd like to discuss the daily schedule of a museum curator may have. In a recent interview with Elizabeth Schattler, who is a curator and deputy director of exhibitions for the University of Richmond's museums, she says that on a daily schedule she thinks of ideas, exhibitions, usually influenced by art or artists that she sees or meets or even learns about. Then she works on selecting artworks and that will be shown as part of the exhibition. She researches them, interviews artists when she can, writes about the art in a catalog or article, and she designs the layout for the exhibition. These are things she does on the daily, which, as you can see, it's a lot of emailing, corresponding, and planning. The daily life is usually jam-packed and unpredictable. Each day can be a different thing. So there's no really set 9 to 5, one job. You have many jobs to do during just a day in this career. And overall, each day is unique, so there's no set day-to-day routine. In conclusion, today we've learned about 3 major areas to explore in this career of museum curating, which are the job description, the qualifications, and the daily life of a museum curator. Museum curation is an amazing career to have and holds great potential for those who choose to pursue it. It is amazing to learn about new careers that you may not have even known existed, and now that you do know this one exists, maybe next time you visit a museum, you can thank the museum curator for creating an entertaining and enjoyable exhibition. Thank you.